It's a strange combination of factors that. But one of the things that disturbs me the most about it is that I don't see a way to turn it around, other than some sort of a disaster where people are forced to come together. Like I remember the shift in the country after 9/11, and the only thing that I felt positive about was like, wow, all of a sudden America feels united. Like there were so many people driving down the street with American flags on their cars. I mean, it was almost more than there were not in Los Angeles, which is a very liberal place. And I remember thinking maybe things like this are important just to sort of snap people back to a healthier baseline, to put people back into, to give them a perspective. Like we are really all in this together. And if something like that does happen and it unites people and they get together and they realize, hey, we're all working together towards a goal. We want to keep our families safe. We want to keep the world safe. We want to be able to pursue our dreams and do what we want to do. And if something comes along that stops that, we have to kind of unite together to make sure we put everything back on track.
So you think there has to be something to get people's attention?
I worry that it has to be something big. I worry that it has to be like a war or a natural disaster, something huge. Because I think as long as you allow people to keep going, there's so much momentum in society going in the direction that we're going. People that want an equality of outcome, people that want a redistribution of wealth. But some people are waking up to it. I mean, I saw a quote from Bono, of all people, that I read yesterday. See if you can find this, where he was talking about it when he was young. He thought that the world's problems could be solved by a redistribution of wealth, but now he realizes that healthy commerce is the way to a better society.
Yeah, look, socialism doesn't work. You know, there's every cliche in the world. It works great till you run out of other people's money. You know, all of those quotes. It doesn't work, and I've encountered those people in debates that think it does. I've had people in the focus group situation that say they shouldn't be prosecuting shoplifting because they're just going in there and taking what's rightfully theirs. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? They said, well, these corporations aren't paying enough. They're not paying a living wage, so they're just going in and taking what's rightfully theirs. And I'm saying, well, so, okay, if you're wanting equal outcome. No, I'm just wanting equal opportunity. No, you're wanting equal outcome because you're saying everybody should just help themselves so they all can live. What if one person spent 15 years going to college and working their butt off to acquire what I call consequential knowledge, and the other person was sitting home in a beanbag eating Cheetos for 15 years? You think they should have the same outcome? Well, yeah, that's a right. Everybody has a right to a reasonable life. Well, go read The Little Red Hen. I mean, did they not go over that in grade school?
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that one? That's a good book. I'll send you a copy.
What was the premise of The Little Red Hen?
Well, she was going around saying, hey, help me harvest the grain, will you? And you know, the grasshopper said, I'm just basking in the sun here. And then she goes to the next animal, help me with this. No, hey, I'm busy right now. Then it comes wintertime, and they all kind of want to come eat the bread. And so, well, you didn't help when it was time to get the grain in, but now you want to eat the bread. And so, sorry, I didn't get enough in to feed you all because you never helped. And so they're all out there freezing to death, and it just doesn't work that way. You got to pitch in if you want to be there when it's time to chow down. And people don't understand it doesn't work if you don't contribute. It doesn't work.
And the scary thing is this idea that people have that the government should provide for them and that they deserve it. It just reinforces this, and it just compounds it.
You know, even I've worked a lot in rehab, and I don't mean drug rehab. I'm talking about whatever it is. If you have a head injury, if you have someone that's injured on the job and they're having to re-educate their body, spinal injury or whatever. If you don't require that person to do everything they can do every single time they face a task, you're cheating them because they'll never get to the next level. I mean, if a paraplegic takes 11 minutes to get across a room to flip a light switch and you don't require them to do that, then they'll never do it in 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 6 minutes, and then where they can actually do it. Now, if they can't do it, they can't do it. But you need to require them to do everything they can do for themselves before you help them to do it. And we should always help them to do it, but you should let them do as much as they can do. And that's the same way with everybody in the world. They should do everything they're able to do. And if we have people on the government dole that aren't doing everything they can do to help themselves, whether they're among the homeless population or the drug population or the mentally ill population, whatever, I'm totally understanding that you help people, but you give them a hand up, not a hand out. There's a big difference. And we're just not doing that. You've got to require people to do everything they can do to help themselves so they, again, observe themselves doing more and more, and they have pride in what they achieve and what they accomplish. And we've gotten away from that. We're not doing that.
But it seems like, especially when you're talking about like the homeless population, you would need so many people to work with those people, because you're talking about a psychological shift, a way of viewing the world with discipline and accountability that you're not going to just get people to adopt on their own. I mean, very few people will. Most people will do the very least that they have to do. And if there's programs and different ways they can acquire money and food, they'll just stay in whatever state they're at.